Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to UWS Women's Basketball here on 91.3 FM KUWS and also on Yellow Jacket TV. This is Matt Johnson coming to you live from Mertz Mortarelli Gymnasium here on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Superior, where it is the pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce as the Yellow Jackets taking on Martin Luther here in Upper Midwest Athletic Conference action. The Yellow Jackets coming in this contest here in Game 1 of our doubleheader, by the way, here on 91.3 FM and on Yellow Jacket TV, sporting a 4-11 record overall. They are 1-1 in the UMAC. Evelyn Parsons in her first season as the head coach of the Yellow Jacket program. UWS coming off a loss last time out here in their home opener for the conference season, falling to Bethany Lutheran right here at the Mertz by the final score of 68-59. That game was played last Saturday here in Superior. That was a contest that you heard with yours truly on the call. In that contest, the Yellow Jackets never really got a foothold in the game. Fell behind 12-0 in the opening minutes and were never, ever able to rally all the way back in dropping their first UMAC conference contest of the 2025-26 campaign. The Vikings, in that first quarter of that game, came out firing in the opening minutes, getting three-pointers from Megan Wegner, Kennedy Arndt, and Morgan Hulke to go along with a layup from Julia Ewald to force a Yellow Jacket timeout with Bethany up 12-0, just 3:32 in the opening quarter. The Vikings went on to outscore UWS 19-11 in that first 10 minutes before holding a 22-17 edge in the second to take a comfortable 41-28 lead in the intermission. The Yellow Jackets attempted to rally in the third quarter after halftime, scoring the first 8 points of the quarter on two inside scores by Charlotte Firstel, a three-point play by Megan Schaefer, and a free throw by Hope Carlson that brought the Yellow Jackets within 41-36 with 7:42 left in the frame. But the Vikings responded by scoring 11 of the next 13 points to take a 52-38 lead on two free throws by Aaron McGee with 2:43 remaining in the third. Bethany Lutheran eventually took a 54-42 edge in the fourth before the Jackets again came within 5 late in the contest on a 64-59 score following a three-point shot by Mackenzie Lesha with 36 seconds left in the fourth, but the four combined free throws from Bethany Lutheran's Kaylee Hunter and Megan Wegner over the final 34 seconds sealed the victory for the Vikings. For the game, UWS shot 43.3% and had two players scoring double figures, led by Maddie Riot, who had 19 points on 8 of 13 shooting. Firstel, meanwhile, added 12 points while knocking down 6 of 9 from the field. So the Jackets going to try to rebound here against a Martin Luther team that comes into this contest at 9-7 overall, 2-1 the UMAC. Dan Gavrich now in his 11th season at the helm of the Knights program. They've won their last two, including posting an impressive 71-47 road victory over Northwestern on Wednesday evening down at the Erickson Center in St. Paul. In that contest, the Knights got off to a fast start, knocking down 9 of their first 17 shots of the contest to outscore the Eagles 21-7 in the first. Then the second, Martin Luther cooled off offensively, hitting just on 6 of 16 shots in the frame, but the Knights were able to expand their edge thanks to a strong defensive effort that limited the Eagles to just 6 of 30 accuracy from the field in the first 20 minutes. They ended up outscoring Northwestern 16-13 in the second and took a commanding 37-20 lead into the break. From there, Northwestern never got closer than 14 points as Martin Luther shot 46% from the field and had 5 players scoring double figures. Lydia Feit led the way for Martin Luther, scoring 17 points on 8 of 10 shooting. Wilhelmina Wenz, meanwhile, added 14 points of 5 of 15 shooting, while Ava Stein had 12 points, and Ella Walls and Anna Kieselhorst each had 10 points in that contest. So really good balance for Martin Luther in that win on Wednesday down in St. Paul. So that gives you a quick overview of where the two teams are at here heading in this UMAC conference contest here from the Mertz. And with that being the case, we'll take our first break of the pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. We'll come back with more, including a conversation with Yellow Jacket head coach Evelyn Parsons. That's coming up in about 2 minutes. This is Yellow Jacket Women's Basketball on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network.
I'm back, and I'm joined by Yellow Jacket head coach Evelyn Parsons. And Coach, we haven't talked, since the game against Bethany Lutheran. Tough start for you guys. We'll touch more on that in a second here in that one. I thought you came back well, gave yourself a chance, especially in the second half a couple times, but just kind of, I think the tough start was just a little bit too much to overcome for your team. That was at least like how it looked like to me. But thankfully, you've had a whole week off to get ready for this game here today against the Martin Luther team that's playing pretty good basketball right now. We'll talk also more, of course, about them in a second. But I just want to get a sense on how you feel like the team is feeling about things overall after that game against Bethany, because that was a tough start. You guys battled back, but couldn't get over the top. I just want to get a sense on how the team feels about this game today against Martin Luther, in your opinion.
Yeah, I think they're ready to go, ready to play. Like you said, it's been a week since our last game. I know that they wanted to start better. We all wanted to have a better start coming out in that game, and just really comes down to taking pride in getting stops early on. I think we have a team that can go 5 minutes and the score could be 2-3, and we're really battling on the defensive end, and that's not really how it went in the last game. So just coming back knowing that that's got to be a point of emphasis is starting the game strong. But I think we've had a good week of prep, and the team's excited to play after a week off.
We talked about her before, but she's really rounding into form. I mean, she had a really good conference opener against North Central, and she had a career high as a Yellow Jacket in the game against Bethany Lutheran. She was just playing really good ball. I was really impressed with her. Maddie Riat, the transfer from UMD, of course, ran track. For people who do not know her background, ran track there for a year and then was out of basketball for 2 years completely, and now comes back, scores 15 in your guys' first conference game, scores 19 against Bethany Lutheran last Saturday. Must be nice to see her kind of get off a little bit now, because she's one of the more gifted athletes on your team, isn't she?
Yeah, she's been playing really well. I think people look at those games, their last 2 games, and think like, well, what happened? Where did this come from? But anybody that works in this building, coaches, any facility members, like everybody knows she's in the gym more than most people. And so that time and that work that she's been putting in is starting to show. And kind of like you said, she was out of basketball for a couple of years. So I think having that time and just building the confidence back to know that for our team to be at a high level, we need to see some aggressiveness from her, and she's done a really good job of that.
Turn this game today now against Martin Luther. It's a squad that has really been on the up and come here now for the last couple of years. Last time we saw them was in the UMAC tournament semifinals last year, and the game went to overtime. It was a heck of a game. I happened to be lucky enough to be there to do the play-by-play on that one. And they bring back the vast majority of that squad. They're coming off of a really, really impressive road win against Northwestern. I mean, they have a really nice squad, and Dan Gobrich has done a nice job with them, hasn't he?
Yeah, they're a very talented team, very well coached. They play with a lot of pace. So for us, just knowing that we're going to have to be ready to go from the jump, really focusing on our transition defense and not trying to run a track meet, but playing our pace, making sure we're guarding the three-point line. They're shooting a lot of threes. Some games they're hotter than others, but just making sure that every time somebody catches it, we get a touch on the catch and really put pressure on the ball.
All right, Coach. Well, as usual, thanks for joining me for today's interview, and we'll be joining you again and talking to you again real soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, Yellow Jacket head coach Evelyn Parsons, I'll be.
Those are the words of Yellow Jacket head coach Evelyn Parsons as UWS getting ready to take on Martin Luther. We'll give you today's starting lineups here before we take our final break of the pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. Starting this way, the Yellow Jackets same starting 5 now for the first 15, now 16 games here in the 2025-26 campaign. Yellow Jackets will line up this way, starting in the backcourt, the aforementioned Maddie Riat, 5'7" junior from Stoughton, Wisconsin. She comes in the game today, caught that 19-point game on Saturday, now averaging 6.4 points per game this season. Starting alongside her, 5'5" sophomore from Grantsburg, Wisconsin, Megan Schaefer. She comes in the game today, averaging 8.9 points per outing. Starting at forward, 6'3" junior from Plain, Wisconsin, Charlotte Furstel. She comes in the game today, averaging 8.2 points per outing. Starting at guard, 5'7" senior from Somerset, Wisconsin, Mackenzie Leshes. She averages 6.2 points per game. And rounding out UWS' starting 5, 5'4" senior from Cottage Grove, Minnesota, Elsa Olson. She comes in the game today, averaging 5.9 points per outing. Meanwhile, Martin Luther will start this way. Starting at guard, 5'9" senior from Kaukauna, Wisconsin, Lydia Fight. She comes in the game today, averaging 11.1 points per outing. Starting at guard, 5'5" sophomore from Shepherd, Montana, Wilhelmina Wenz. She comes in the game today, averaging 11.6 points per outing. Starting at guard, 5'5" junior from Watertown, Wisconsin, Anna Kieselhorst. She comes in the game today, averaging 9.3 points per game. Starting at guard as well, 5'8" junior from Jackson, Wisconsin, Ella Walls. She comes in the game today, averaging 3.1 points per game. And rounding out the Knights starting 5'11" sophomore from Lake Mills, Wisconsin, Ava Stein. She comes in the game today, averaging 9.1 points per outing. So those are your starting 5 for each of the 2 teams here. And with that being the case, we'll take our final break of the pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. We'll come back in a couple minutes with the opening tip sponsored by Barker's Island Inn between the Yellow Jackets and the Knights. That's coming up right after this. This is UWS Women's Basketball on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. We're back here at the Mertz, the Yellow Jackets and the Knights here. Game 1 of 2 contests, both on 91.3 FM KUWS and also on Yellow Jacket TV with yours truly. The Yellow Jacket men will be taking on Martin Luther in Game 2. Tentative start time there about 4:45 p.m. That's what we're guessing anyway. Of course, that will depend on how quickly this first game goes. In the meantime, the Yellow Jackets and the Knights are being introduced to the gathering here at the Mertz on what is a busy day here on campus with the Twin Ports Open track meet taking place across the hall over at Lydia Thiering Fieldhouse. In the meantime, we'll give you some series notes between the Yellow Jackets and also the Knights. The Yellow Jackets lead the all-time series of Martin Luther 19-2 since their first matchup back on December 5th of 2015. UWS took 2 of 3 matchups with the Knights last season, falling in the 2 teams' first matchup on January 18th of 2025 at LSC Gymnasium down in New Ulm, Minnesota by the score of 60-52, before gaining a regular season split with a 70-63 win in their second matchup right here at the Mertz on February 8th of 2025. In their third matchup, the Yellow Jackets defeated Martin Luther 80-75 in overtime in the semifinal round of the UMAC tournament at the Mertz here. Yours truly was on the call for those last 2. Of course, the Yellow Jackets on their way to the NCAA tournament last year. They defeated Northwestern in the title game last year here as well. So the Yellow Jackets, like I said, now being introduced to the gathering. And the lights are about to come back on here, which means that the introductions are over between the 2 teams. UWS in their home gold jerseys with the black trim will be going from right to left in this opening half of action, while the Knights in the traveling blacks with the red trim will be going from left to right. Again, thank you for joining us. Matt Johnson alongside my 2 production engineers. And Chris Allen back at 91.3 FM, and also Evan Ludwig with Yellow Jacket TV. 2 games here for you, so strap in and sit back and relax as the Yellow Jackets and the Knights play about 4 or 5 hours worth of basketball here on the airwaves over the next or the rest of today. Yellow Jackets, Charlotte Furstel will jump it up. And jumping it up here for Martin Luther appears to be Lydia Fight that will do the jumping here for Martin Luther. And the opening tip, sponsored by Barker's Island Inn, is controlled by the Yellow Jackets, and we are officially underway here in Game 1 of our doubleheader. Again, thank you for joining us and making Yellow Jacket basketball part of your Saturday afternoon. And right away, here's a three-point shot from Megan Schaefer, left side, off the front rim, no good. Rebound tracked down far side by Maddie Riot. She'll kick it back out now, right wing. It's Elsa Olsen. Olsen for the Yellow Jackets. Left-handed dribble, now back for Schaefer. Schaefer looking down low. Riot comes to set the screen, and they're going to call her for an offensive foul. And right away, Maddie Riot in the book with a personal foul. Just 26 seconds into this opening quarter. And the Knights will put it in play here. UWS averaging 52.9 points per game on the season, while Martin Luther averaging right around 67 per contest. As Martin Luther in the front court for the first time here in the ball game. This is Ella Walds on the left side. She'll snap a pass for Anna Kieselhorst, top of the key. Kieselhorst, bounce pass right side, three-point shot. That one's taken, and it is good. Knocked down by Ella Walls. Walls with the triple, and it's 3-0 in favor of the Knights. 55 seconds into this opening quarter as Megan Schaefer into the front court, goes right side out the pass on the wing. Now it is UWS's Elsa Olsen. Looking down low. Now Lesha will swing it left side. Here's Schaefer. Schaefer bounce pass now down low, looking for Furstel. That one intercepted by Kieselhorst. So a couple of turnovers here for the Jackets to start. Pass comes right side now. Here's Wilhelmina Wenz giving it off for Fight out on top. Now Wenz kicks it left side. Kieselhorst, she'll fire away from three. That's off the front rim, no good. Offensive rebound grab by Ava Stein. She goes up. Her shot off the back rim, no good. Another offensive rebound. That one's stuck back in for 2 points by Lydia Fight. And immediately a timeout going to be called here by the Yellow Jackets. UWS came out lackluster in the opening minutes against Bethany Lutheran last Saturday, and already looks like Evelyn Parsons is going to give her team a little bit of a talking to here. As a slow start here for UWS, a couple of turnovers, a three-point shot missed by the Knights, a couple of offensive rebounds, and Lydia Fight putting it back, and it's 5-0. And clearly, Coach Parsons not going to let what happened on Saturday against Bethany Lutheran happen again here. Jackets, like I said, slow out of the gates here again, 1 minute and 30 seconds in, as Kylie Hewitt is in for the first time for UWS, as is Hope Carlson. Replacing Furstel and Schaefer. Also Elsa Olsen out. As Colleen Clodd's in for the first time for UWS, the two-sport athlete. Also a starter on the UWS volleyball team is Clodd. And out of the timeout, the Yellow Jackets in the front court. Riyadh top of the key now, looking down low. Bounce pass right side. Here's Kylie Hewitt now for Carlson left side. Hope Carlson, the Sphinx Glasgow transfer, gives it for the UMD transfer, Riot. Now out on top, it's Carlson putting it on the deck. She steps back. 10 seconds to shoot for UWS. Now it's Hewitt at the free throw line, putting it on the deck now against Fight. Going up and under, going up with a shot off the glass. That's no good. Rebound being fought for underneath, and coming out of there with it is Wilhelmina Wenz here for Martin Luther. She's into the front court. Wenz now will pick up her dribble, gives it out on top. Walls is pass to the right side, and that's going to be a turnover against Martin Luther. Pass was behind the intended recipient, that being Anna Kieselhorst, and the Yellow Jackets will put it in play here. Still trailing 5-0. 2 minutes, 10 seconds into this opening quarter. Riot for UWS in the front court. Pass comes right side. Now Lesha putting on the deck. Tried to step through. Now she loses the handle of the basketball. Now she saves it to the outside for Hope Carlson. Riot now right side. She'll line up the three-point shot. Maddie Riot's three is off the mark. Back rim and out. No good. Rebound grab by Walls. Still a lid on the basket here for the Jackets. 2.5 minutes into this opening quarter. Pass comes left side. Here's Ava Stein. Stein goes right side off the pass. Here's Walls. Ella Walls. Stein now right side block against Hewitt. Backing her down, spins on the right hand, goes up and lays it in for two, and it's 7-0 now in favor of the Knights. Now Riot in the front court. Goes right side. She'll hand it off now. Carlson on the wing. Clodd out on top. Bounce pass. High post now. Hewitt, Clodd. Now it's Riot. Riot for UWS at the elbow. We'll kick it outside now. Hope Carlson with a head fake around Fight. Goes to the left side. Flips up a shot with the left hand off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound grab by Clodd. She gets double teamed. UWS now swinging it outside. Now here's Riot. Right side going up with the shot. That's no good. Another offensive rebound. And finally stuck back and in by Kylie Hewitt. Hewitt off the offensive rebound off the miss by Riot. It's her first 2 points, and the Jackets are on the board, trailing at 7-2. Wenz in the front court now as they swing it left side. Here's Stein. Pass comes out on top now for Walls. Now Wenz back inside Stein. Goes up off the glass and scores it for two. Got inside position against both Lesha and Hewitt and laid it in. And Stein 2 for 2 from the field. And the Knights back up by 7 at 9-2. Lesha now into the front court. Riot will snap a pass right side. Now here's Hope Carlson. Carlson for the Yellow Jackets. Now goes back for Lesha on the left side wing. 10 seconds to shoot as Hewitt comes to the top of the key. Now Hope Carlson. She'll line up a three-point shot, and that one's good. Hope Carlson, native of Proctor, and the transfer from the CSS across the bridge, knocks down the three, and the Yellow Jackets cut the lead now to 9-5. That's Gieselhorst into the front court. Goes left side now, gets cut off by Riot, and good defensive play there by the native of Stoughton, Wisconsin. Now out on top, it's Ella Walls, bringing it right side. Anna Kieselhorst. Kieselhorst is it back out on top. Now Wenz. Wenz to the corner. Fight will fire from three. That's off the mark, no good. Rebound bounce to the corner, and out of play, and will be Yellow Jacket basketball here. 5:20 remaining, first quarter. Lesha will check out. Olsen comes back in for UWS. And Riot will inbound it here right in front of her own bench, just below my broadcast location here at the Mertz. 9-5. Martin Luther in the lead early here as Olsen in the front court. Claude now swinging it left side. Here's Carlson. High post now, Kylie Hewitt. Riot on the wing. Maddie Riot putting it on the deck. She'll kick it outside. Carlson trying to make it two in a row. That three's up, and it's good. Hit her first three from the left wing. Hits her second three from the right wing this time. 6 quick points for Hope Carlson. The Yellow Jackets now only down by 1 at 9-8. Wenz in the front court now for Martin Luther. Comes off the screen by Stein. Goes right to the rim. Flips up a shot off the glass. That's no good. Rising for the rebound is Riot. Maddie Riot for UWS. Behind the back dribble. Into the front court. Now crossing over. There's a pass for Hewitt. Hewitt. Now we'll kick it for Carlson. Carlson now stepping back. Pass comes right side. Now here's Colleen Claude for the Yellow Jackets. Top of the key. Looking down low. 9 seconds to shoot. Now Riot going on the baseline. Spins. Gives a pass now for Claude. Cutting into the basket, and she goes up and lays it in. Colleen Claude on the bucket. The assist to Riot, and the Yellow Jackets have their first lead at 10-9. 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Quarter number 1 as Wenz into the front court. Her pass goes left side now for Ella Walls. Walls over in the corner now. Here's Kieselhorst. Anna Kieselhorst out on top. Ava Stein. Stein. Left side now Fight. Going toward the rim on the left side. Lost the handle on the basketball. Able to kick it back outside. Stein repositions. Elbow jump shot is up off the back rim. No good. Rebound tipped out. Stein able to collect it here for the Knights. Now 3-point shot is up on the left side from Kieselhorst. That one well short. Knocked out of play off of UWS. Firstel coming back in. So is Schaefer. And Kira Latvala in for the first time for the Yellow Jackets as well. 3:38 remaining. Quarter number 1. UWS now leading it 10-9. They've scored the last 8 points here. 2 threes by Hope Carlson in there, including a bucket as well by Colleen Claude. Has UWS ahead by a point. Off the inbounds now it's Wenz. Wenz now giving outside. Kieselhorst getting a step around. Schaefer goes to the rim and lays it in for 2. That was nice offense there by the Knights. Clearing out space on the left. Kieselhorst going right at Schaefer. Goes up and lays it in. She's got her first bucket. Martin Luther back up by 1 at 11-10. Now Carlson open. She'll fire from 3 again. That one spins out. No good. Rebound grabbed out of there by Kieselhorst. And Anna Kieselhorst now. Long lead pass intended for Fight. Off her hands. Intercepted now by Kira Latvala. Turnover on the Martin Luther. Leads to a break the other way. Here's Carlson. Kicking it right side. Schaefer wide open. She'll tee up a 3-point shot. That one's off the front rim. No good. Rebound, though, off the hands of Wenz, and it'll stay with the Yellow Jackets. As it bounds out of play. Near side corner on the left side of the court. Ella Schmidt now going to check in for Martin Luther. She will take out Ella Walls. And the Yellow Jackets will inbound now left side. Elsa Olsen will do the inbounding here. 2:55 remaining, first quarter. 11-10, Martin Luther by a point. As the pass comes in now left side, here's Carlson. Inside, double team comes on Firstel. Now triple team. She'll kick to the opposite wing. Head fake now by Latvala. Steps inside, goes to the rim, flips up a shot. Rolls off, no good. Offensive rebound grab by Firstel. Holds the ball high over her head. Misses the follow-up, but draws the foul. And Charlotte Firstel will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 here with 2:45 left, quarter number 1. Firstel, who had a couple of double-doubles there, not all that long ago. Goes to the free throw line and knocks down the first free throw. Bristol has one more to go here from the free throw line. 11-11 your score. First point for Firstall. Second free throw is off the back rim, no good. And the rebound cleared by Fight. And now we have a tie game, 11 apiece, as Kieselhorst into the front court. Hands it off. Fight open. She'll fire from three. That's off the back rim, no good. Rebound bad in the hands now of Elsa Olsen. Then Olsen lost the handle on it, but they're going to call a foul on Wenz. Got a hooking foul there on the UWS's Elsa Olsen. She was trying to track down that basketball. And it'll be the Yellow Jackets basketball here as Riyad comes back into the ball game. And she'll lob it in now for Elsa Olsen. Olsen for the Yellow Jackets on the front court. Will hand it off right side. Here's Schaefer out on top. Latvala. Inside for Firstall. One-on-one with Stein. Goes right to the rim. Flips up a shot off the glass. No good. Rebound being fought for. Firstall gets it back. Goes up with the left hand. Missed it over the top. Rebound on the weak side. Grabbed by Kieselhorst. Now it's Wenz in transition. Going left side off the pass. Here's Schmidt. Trying to go inside. Ball knocked away from Stein. It's on the deck. And we're going to have a kick ball called here against Megan Schaefer. It'll stay here with Martin Luther. They'll have 19 seconds to shoot. So they'll reset to 20 as Lesha comes in now. And we'll have a trigger in here. Schmidt looking for an outlet. Gets it in now for Kieselhorst, left side. Kieselhorst, Stein, top of the key now. Puts it on the deck against Firstall. Picks up her dribble, bounce pass outside. Schmidt fires away from three. Off the front rim, no good. Rebound grabbed underneath by Firstall. And now the Jackets coming into the front court with Maddie Riot. Riot, right-hand dribble now. Coming forward. Firstall sets the screen. Riot going right to the left side. Kicks it out. Olsen, she'll tee up the three-point shot. Front rim and out, no good. Offensive rebound grabbed by Lesha. Kicks it back outside. Repositioning is Olsen. She'll take that three. That's off to the right, no good. An offensive rebound grab by Firstall. She goes up and sticks it back in for two. Firstall going over the top of Stein. Laid it in with the right hand. Charlotte Firstall has three, and the Jackets up 13-11 here as we approach the 1 minute mark remaining, quarter number one. On the right side now, Schmidt had it poked away. A nice defensive play there by Lesha. It'll stay here with Martin Luther as coming back in as Walls. In the meantime, off the inbounds, here's Stein, left side, kicking it right side now. Ava Walls is in. Walls stepping to the right. Jump shot is up now, and she'll knock that one down now. It's Ella Walls with a 2-point bucket. She now has 5, came in averaging just over 3. And we're tied up 13 apiece, under a minute remaining, quarter number one. Riyad now top of the key. Firstall looking down low for Schaefer. Then she'll kick it to the corner. Megan Schaefer for the Yellow Jackets out on top. Riyad. She'll line up a 3-point shot. That one's long off the back rim. Charlotte Firstall goes to get the rebound. Goes right over the top of Stein to get it. Now kicks her left side. Here's Riyad now trying to spin through the middle, and we're going to have a foul called against Martin Luther. That'll be the third personal against the Knights here with 35.3 remaining, quarter number one. Riyad will inbound now, left baseline. Here's Riyad's trigger in now for Firstall. Colleen Claude back in there. Back for Firstall, right side elbow. Putting it on the deck, kicks it outside. Lesha wide open. She'll fire from three, and it's good. Mackenzie Lesha with the triple. 16-13 in favor of the Yellow Jackets now as the shot clock is off. Wenz into the front court. Left side now Kieselhorst. Kieselhorst now against Riyad, trying to spin. Goes up with a short jump shot and knocks it down for two. Nice move there by Anna Kieselhorst. And now the Jackets with 5 seconds left, leading it by 1. Schaefer going right side now, loses the handle, but they're going to call a foul on Kieselhorst. With 0.6 seconds now left, Kieselhorst with both hands on her head. Can't believe that call. That's her second, fourth team foul on Martin Luther, and so the Yellow Jackets will have a quick inbound here. Fight's going to come back in. She'll take out Kieselhorst. 0.6 seconds, so the Jackets have time to catch and shoot. Riyad triggering it in. Lesha will fire just as the horn expires. Her long three off the back rim, no good, and that's how the opening 10 minutes expires here at the Mertz. Good ball game going so far here between UWS and Martin Luther as we head into the second quarter. By the way, fans, if you can't get enough of the Yellow Jackets, tune into Eye of the Swarm, the official podcast of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Join John Garver and myself throughout the years. We sit down with Yellow Jacket student athletes, coaches, and other guests. Eye of the Swarm is available on uwsyellowjackets.com/podcast, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts. By the way, the latest edition of Eye of the Swarm, episode number 111, will drop on Monday. Yellow Jackets head men's basketball coach Greg Polkowski, our guest this week. Like I said, that'll be coming up on Monday, so hopefully you'll stay tuned for that. In the meantime, here's some numbers after that opening 10 minutes. Jackets 6 for 20 from the field. Martin Luther 7 out of 16. UWS 3 of 11 from beyond the arc. Martin Luther 1 for 7 so far from long range. Jackets 1 for 2 from the stripe. Martin Luther has not shot a free throw yet. UWS +2 in rebounding. They have 8 offensive rebounds while Martin Luther has 4. Jackets with 4 assists to go with 2 turnovers while Martin Luther has 3 assists to go with 2 turnovers. So pretty even game here so far between the two sides. Reminder, our halftime programming today will be sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We will have our first half summary, a look at the first half stats. We'll also give you our Yellow Jacket sports summary, all that coming up 10 minutes from now. In the meantime, now Martin Luther starts the second quarter in possession of the basketball. And the inbound now for Lydia Fight. Now the pass comes right side for Wenz. Then the return pass for Fight. Going down the right side of the lane, knocked away by Hope Carlson. And it will stay with Martin Luther here. They'll have 21 seconds to shoot, 9:50 remaining, first half. Martin Luther scored the first 7 points of the ball game, led 9-2. And ever since then, the Jackets have come back. And right now, lead it by 1 at 16-15. Wenz now on the outside. Wilhelmina Wenz kicks it to the corner, right through the hands there of Ava Walls, and it'll be Yellow Jacket basketball. Both Wallses are out there, by the way. For Martin Luther as Riyad triggers it in now. For Hope Carlson, and a little full court pressure now being applied here by Martin Luther. Jackets break it. Now here's Kylie Hewitt in the front court. On the left side is Mackenzie Lesha. Lesha out on top now, Colleen Claude. Claude looking down low, swinging it left side. Hope Carlson for UWS. Leads all scores with 6. Now here's Riyad into the paint. Stops, pops. Short off the front rim, no good from about 10 feet away. Rebound grabbed out of there by Wenz, and now she's in transition the other direction. Here's Stein now on the baseline. Ava Stein, bounce pass inside. Nicely done there for Fight. Had her shot blocked by Lesha. And then the loose ball picked up by Riyad. Good defense there by the senior from Somerset, Wisconsin for UWS. Now they swing it left side, open. Here's Carlson shooting from three-point range. Off the back rim, no good. Rebound knocked out of play, and it will stay with the Yellow Jackets. 8:52 remaining in the half as Olsen comes back in. Claude will check out. UWS will have an inbound now, left baseline. Nobody's come over to inbound it yet. Now it's going to be Riyad that's going to inbound it. Maddie Riyad for the Yellow Jackets. Looking for someone to go with the basketball. Lobs it out on top now. Here's Hope Carlson. A little bit of a 2-3 look now from the Knights as backing it out now for UWS is Olsen. 10 seconds to shoot. Pass comes right side. Riyad. Now Lesha. She's open. She'll fire from 3. That's out the back rim. No good, but they're going to call a foul. Now Wilhelmina Wenz came out and apparently clipped Lesha on the arm as she got that shot away. That's her second, and it'll be 3 free throws here for the Yellow Jackets. And Lesha's first free throw, well short, no good. Jackets so far this season from the free throw line as a group at 68.2%. Lesha 70.6 coming in the game today. Knocks down the second one. She's got one more coming. 4 points now for Mackenzie Lesha in the game. UWS up by 2. And one more coming. Lesha's third free throw is also good. Jackets up by 3 now at 18-15 as checking back into the game now is Ella Schmidt. She will take out Wilhelmina Wenz. So a couple of players now for the Knights, and Kieselhorst and Wenz both have 2 fouls. Now Schmidt into the front court. Pass comes right side now for Ella Walls. Goes right side now for Stein. Looking down low for Fight. Puts it on the deck against Hewitt. Now we'll swing it to the left side. Schmidt back for Stein. That one knocked away by Hewitt. It'll stay here with Martin Luther. 8:20 remaining in the half, 13 on the shot clock. As coming back in now for UWS is Charlotte Firstel. She'll take out Carlson. And the Knights will have an inbound now, left baseline. Ella Schmidt, her inbounds pass knocked into the air by Riot, but she's able to retrieve it. Now Fight will swing it right side. Here's Ella Walls. Here's Stein now against Firstel, spinning on the right hand. Hands it off now for Fight. Now 2 seconds, 1 second. They're not going to get the shot away. Good defense there by the Yellow Jackets as the shot clock came down. Stein on the baseline tried to spin against Firstel, couldn't get the shot away in time, and it's a violation. Turn over to the Yellow Jackets. Martin Luther going to pick up full court again. Lesha getting the return pass from Olsen in the front court. Now it's Maddie Riot. Riot for the Yellow Jackets, hands it off. Lesha down low now. Kylie Hewitt spinning to the right hand, goes up the shot, off the back rim, no good. Rebound being fought for underneath, and they're going to call a foul on Hewitt. Not a bad idea to switch hands there. Kylie Hewitt, left-handed player, trying to switch it to the right, went off the back rim, but being a little more aggressive on the rebound. She'll be called for the personal. That'll be her first. And 7:45 remaining here. Half number one as the Knights into the front court. Here's Stein now spinning through a couple of Yellow Jacket players. Got a shot off the glass. That was no good. Rebound cleared now by Riot. And Maddie Riot back the other direction. Goes down the baseline, kicks it out. Hewitt. 16-foot jump shot is off the backboard. No good. Top of the backboard, but they're going to call a foul on Schmidt. So Ella Schmidt gets whistled for the foul. Schaefer will come back in. Riot will check out. And 2 free throws now for Kylie Hewitt. 7:21 remaining, half number one. Hewitt's first free throw, no good. Off the back rim. She's got one more coming. Second free throw for Hewitt is good. So she goes 1 for 2. She has 3 points. The Yellow Jackets are up by 4, 19-15. And in the front court now it's Ava Walls. Stein now left side, out on top. Ella Walls. Now back for Ava Walls on the left side. Like I said, both Wallses are in there right now for the Knights. Now it's Ella Schmidt on the outside. She'll fire away from 2-point range, long 2-pointer off the front rim, no good. That's from the top of the key, in fact, and the rebound for Schaefer. Now UWS in the front court. Also Olsen. Schaefer, right side, puts it on the deck. Elbow jump shot is up from Schaefer, and it's good. Megan Schaefer with the bucket, and the Yellow Jackets now up 21-15. So ever since that 7-0 start, the Yellow Jackets have outscored the Knights now 21-8. Here's Stein, top of the key. She'll swing it right side for Ella Walls. And we're going to have a foul call now on Olsen. So Elsa Olsen whistle for the personal as Latvola comes back in. Also checking in for the first time as Malin Prawl for Martin Luther. Fight now inbounding, gives it out on top for Ella Walls. Now Fight on the baseline, her shot partially blocked there by Lesha. We'll kick it back outside. Another 3-point shot is up. That one's short, no good. That one taken by Ella Walls. Lesha with the defensive rebound, and Jackets in the front court with Olsen. Also Olsen now, left side, Kira Latvola looking down low. Now Kira Latvola into the paint, kicks it out on top. Here's Schaefer getting a step. Spins, goes up with the shot. That's way off the mark. No good. Rebound grab by Firstel. Kicks it out now. Latvola, she'll fire away from 3. That's off the back rim. No good. And now we're going to have a foul called on Schaefer. Came from the weak side on the rebound. Jackets doing a nice job on the backboards in this one. That's 8 offensive rebounds. Make it 9 now for UWS here in this opening half. And now there's a pass to the outside by Schmidt. Picked off by Latvola. She comes in now 1-on-2. A nice head fake. Goes up and lays it in with the right hand for 2. Kira Latvola for the Yellow Jackets with the nice steal. Goes in on the breakaway and lays it in with the right hand. And UWS now up by 8. Trying to answer now is Walls. She'll fire from 3. Back rim it out. No good. Rebound tracked down now by Olsen, and she'll hold on to it. 5 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Half number 1. Jackets pitching a shutout so far here in quarter number 2. 7-0. Firstall now top of the key, gives it off. Latvala coming down the lane, flips up a shot. That's no good, but another foul going to be called. It's either going to be on fight or Prawl. And it'll be on Madeline Prawl, the 5'11 freshman from Watertown, South Dakota. Carlson comes back in. Latvala will go to the free throw line here. 5:08 remaining, half number one. After that slow start, the Yellow Jackets have really responded here. They said they've outscored the Knights now 23-8 and counting ever since going down 7-0 in the first 2 minutes. Latvala at the line. First free throw from Kira Latvala is off the back rim, no good. She's got one more coming. Second free throw is good. Kira Latvala now has 3 points, and the Yellow Jackets now lead at 24-15. 8-0 the margin so far here in quarter number two. And the Walls now. She'll go for the jump shot on the left side. And finally, Martin Luther gets a bucket. And now a timeout going to be called here by Dan Kovrish. With 4:58 remaining. Half number one, UWS up 24-17. Jackets now 8 for 27 from the field. Martin Luther 7 for 22, but the Jackets have made 3 threes. Martin Luther 1 for 9 from beyond the arc. Jackets also 5-0 from the free throw line, although they've only made 5 out of 9. Could be worse. UWS with a 17-12 edge in rebounding, including a 9-5 edge in offensive rebounds. So the Jackets on the offensive end out rebounding Martin Luther so far 9-7. Individually, the Jackets so far, like I said, 6 points from Hope Carlson, but they're spreading it around nicely. 5 points for Lesha, 3 points for Latvala, 3 points for Hewitt, 3 points for Firstall, 2 points so far for Schaefer, and 2 so far for Colleen Claude in the game. So nicely done by UWS thus far. Spread the points around as out of the timeout. Martin Luther picking up full court. Jackets in the front court with Hope Carlson now as they break the press. And they'll hand it off out on top now for Megan Schaefer. Schaefer, Riot now, right side. Maddie Riot, bounce pass. Double team comes on Firstall. Tried to go down low with the pass for Latvala, and she'll draw another foul. This one will be called on Wenz, who's back in there, and that's her third. Kieselhorst will come in. She'll check out Wilhelmina Wenz. 4th team foul now on the Knights. And the Jackets will inbound right baseline now. Riot lobs it in now for Latvala, top of the key. Latvala, Firstall. Elbow jump shot is up, no good. Spins out, and the rebound batted out of play here by UWS's Kira Latvala. It will go back over now to Martin Luther. Neither team shooting the ball particularly well. Jackets so far, 29.6%. Martin Luther, 34.8%. And on the front court now, here's Stein. Elbow jump shot from Ava Stein. That one is up and good. She's got 6 points now. 24-19 your score. Riot in the front court now. UWS up by 5. Right side now it's Schaefer. On the wing now is Kira Latvala. Lobbing it now. Charlotte Firstall. Firstall kicking it right side. Schaefer open. Decides not to take the 3. 8 seconds to shoot. Putting it on the deck now. Kicks it left side. Riot on the baseline. Stops, pops from 10 feet and knocks it down left baseline. Maddie Riot with the bucket. She's got her first 2 points. Lead back up to 7. 26-19. 3:30 and counting remaining. Half number one. Here's fight on the right side. Ava Walls down the corner. Swinging it. Now here's Kieselhorst getting a step on the baseline. Might have had her shot partially blocked by Schaefer, and it was a little bit of a delay call, but they're going to call the foul on Schaefer. That will be her second, and 2 free throws coming up for Anna Kieselhorst. Talked about the Yellow Jackets free throw shooting at 68.2%. The Knights on the season shooting 60% from the stripe. Kieselhorst just 7 for 19 so far this year. Only got one regular player that shoots them at least 70% as Kieselhorst's first free throw is up and good. Looked good on that release. She's got 5 points. It's 26-20 now with 3:25 remaining in the half. Second free throw from Kieselhorst is up and good as well. So she goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. She has 6. It's 26-21. More full court pressure here is Hope Carlson. In the front court, Colleen Claude back in. Snaps a pass out on top now for Riot. Kylie Hewitt also back into the contest for UWS. Riot. Pass now for Carlson. Right side now, 10 seconds to shoot. Claude out on top now. Carlson. Bounce pass for Hewitt. Now Riot. 5 seconds to shoot. Into the paint. Turns, fires, goes up and scores it for 2. Right side of the lane. Maddie Riot knocks down back-to-back jump shots, and the Yellow Jackets back up by 7 again at 28-21. Kieselhorst in the front court. Bounce pass in the corner now for Lydia Fight. Check it. It was Ava Walls. Now 3-point shot is up. From the right side by Ella Walls. That's off the back rim. No good. Rebound grab by Riot. Riot for the Yellow Jackets in transition. Kicks it to the corner now. Hope Carlson. Puts it on the deck, comes in the paint. Now spins to the right hand, goes up off the window, scores it for 2, and draws the foul. She'll get the foul, and it'll be against Lydia Fight. Beautiful move that time by Hope Carlson as she came down the left side, then spun to the right hand, laid it in for 2, and drew the foul. She's got 8 in the ball game now as Prawl will come back in. She'll take out Fight, who now has 2 fouls. 2:25 remaining. Jackets now up by 9, 30-21 as Carlson to the free throw line. And Carlson's free throw spins out, no good. Rebound grabbed under there by Prawl. And now it's Ella Walls for Martin Luther in the front court. Kieselhorst stops, pops. That one's an air ball. That one from about 10 feet left side. Rebound grabbed off the miss now by Riot. Here's Carlson going right to the rim. Flips up a shot. That's off the window and good down for 2. And Hope Carlson having a good game so far. She's the first player in double figures. She has 10. The Jackets now up by 11 as we go under 2 minutes remaining. Half number 1, Kieselhorst left side. Bounce pass now. Ella Walls in the corner. Prawl going down low. Hewitt intercepts, trying to force it for Stein. Riot off the giveaway into the front court. Olsen out on top. Right side now, Hope Carlson. High post, no Kylie Hewitt. Putting on the deck against Stein. Had it knocked away. And they're going to say it's Yellow Jacket basketball here with 1:34 separating us from halftime. Again, our halftime programming today sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We'll have our first half summary, a look at the first half stats. We'll also give you our Yellow Jacket sports summary. All that coming up in about 90 ticks of the clock here. In the meantime, Jackets will have 14 seconds to shoot as Olsen inbounds left baseline. Her pass right in the hands of Ella Schmidt, who's checked back in. Turnover on the Yellow Jackets, and now into the front court. Here's Ava Walls. Walls now out on top. And here's the jump shot from Ava Walls. It was Ella Walls to her sister Ava, and Ava knocks down the 15-foot jump shot. She's got her first 2 points, and it's 32-23 now as UWS in the front court with Olsen. Claude for the Jackets. Bounce pass, high post. It's Kylie Hewitt. Now she'll swing it left side. Putting on the deck now, Olsen. She'll swing it right side. Claude. Head fake now, steps inside the arc. Now Olsen. 8 seconds to shoot. Down low, Claude. Bounce pass for Hewitt, who wasn't expecting it. The left side block, and she fumbles it out of play. It'll be a turnover for the Yellow Jackets. It's too bad, too. It was a good look from Colleen Claude. Hewitt just wasn't anticipating the pass, and it went off of her hands over the end line for a turnover. Now UWS going to pick up full court off the inbounds. Ella Walls. They're in trouble here. Here's Schmidt trying to bring it into the front court. She finally does get it across. Are they going to call 10 seconds? They are. You could tell Martin Luther was all turned around on that press. I wasn't sure if Schmidt was going to get the ball over the line in time. They were caught deep in their own end of the court. So good defense by the Jackets there to create the turnover. And now the inbounds from Carlson for Olsen. 40 seconds and counting remaining first half. Left side now, Carlson. Lesha inside, Carlson. Triple team comes. Swings it to the corner now for Olsen. Back for Carlson. Carlson now stepping inside. Had her shot blocked by Prawl. Will stay with the Yellow Jackets as it goes over the baseline. 14 seconds to shoot. 23.5 remaining. Half number 1. As Lydia Fight, playing on 2 fouls, comes back into the ball game. Olsen will inbound now, right baseline. Bounce pass comes in for Carlson. Hope Carlson. Kenzie Lesha. Free throw line extended. Now Olsen. She'll tee up a 3-point shot left side. That one's off the front rim. Offensive rebound grab by Carlson. Now the Jackets can play for 1. 10 seconds remaining, half number one. Here's Olsen. Tries a 20-foot jump shot. Well, off to the left. That one's no good. Rebound grab by Fight. Pass comes left side now for Schmidt. 2 seconds, 1 second, and giving it a heave just short of half court is Lydia Fight. It'll come up well short. And the buzzer sounds, bringing the first 20 minutes to a close here between the Yellow Jackets and Martin Luther. Good job by the Jackets to rebound after going down 7-0. The Jackets pretty much controlled the rest of the half. They outscored Martin Luther by the score of 32-16 the rest of the opening 20 minutes. And as a result, they head in the intermission with the score. Yellow Jackets 32, Knights 23. We'll take a quick break and come back with our halftime programming, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. That's coming up in about 2 minutes. This is UWS Women's Basketball on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Matt Johnson back here at the Mertz. Halftime between the Yellow Jackets and Martin Luther finds UWS leading it by the score of 32-23 as we jump into our halftime programming today, sponsored by Hobble Incorporated. The Yellow Jackets, as we jump into our first half summary for that matter, started out slow again in this one. We talked about the fact that the Yellow Jackets against Bethany Lutheran fell down by the score of 12-0 in the first few minutes and were not able to come back. And Martin Luther jumped on the Yellow Jackets early in the first quarter in this one as well, taking advantage of a three-point make and a couple of inside baskets to go up 7-0. And I thought, well, maybe this is going to be a repeat of what we saw last Saturday. But UWS came back strong in that first quarter. They ended up coming all the way back, in fact, to outscore Martin Luther 16-15 in that first quarter. So they outscored the Knights 16-8 the rest of the quarter to go up by 1. And then in the second quarter, the Jackets scored the first 8 points of the frame and ended up outscoring Martin Luther 16-8 overall in the second, and now lead it, like I said, 32-23. We jump into these numbers here as a team. The Yellow Jackets not shooting the ball particularly well, 12 out of 35 for 34.3%, but taking advantage of a lot of offensive rebounds so far. They're +6 in overall rebounds at 20-14, but so far on the offensive end of the floor, the Jackets with 10 offensive rebounds, whereas the Knights have just 9 defensive rebounds. And you get that many second and third chances, and you take advantage of it, you're going to be sitting pretty, and that's where the Yellow Jackets stand right now in terms of the score. Martin Luther, for their part, 10 out of 27 from the field, good for 37%. UWS is also connected on 3 of 15 from beyond the arc. The Knights so far 1 for 10. UWS 5 for 10 from the free throw line. Like to see that number go up in this second 20 minutes. Martin Luther so far just 2 for 2 from the stripe. And in terms of turnovers, the Yellow Jackets, nice job of holding on to the basketball. Just 4 turnovers in that first half against 5 assists, while Martin Luther had 4 assists to go with 7 turnovers. Individually in that first half, the Jackets spreading around the offense. They got contributions offensively from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different players. So good balance for the Yellow Jackets. Hope Carlson would be your player of the game right now if the game ended at this moment. She's got 10 points for UWS off the bench, 4 for 8 from the field, 2 for 4 from beyond the arc in 12 minutes of action. 5 points so far for Mackenzie Lesha. Meanwhile, 4 points for Maddie Riot, and 3 points each so far for Kira Latvala, Kylie Hewitt, and Charlotte Firstel to go along with 2 points each so far for Megan Schaefer and Colleen Clodd. So like I said, the Jackets spreading it around nicely in that first half. Martin Luther, meanwhile, getting 7 points from Ella Walls to lead them. 6 points each for Anna Kieselhorst and also Ava Stein. 2 points each from Lydia Feit and Ava Walls. The real story, though, for Martin Luther in this second half will be the foul troubles that they have. UWS in that first half was called for just 5 fouls. Megan Schaefer, the only Yellow Jacket with 2 fouls. For Martin Luther, they were called for 9 personal fouls in that first half, and they have 3 players with at least 2 fouls. Lydia Feit with 2, Anna Kieselhorst has 2, and Wilhelmina Wenz has 3 so far for Martin Luther. So there are a couple of key players for Martin Luther that are in foul trouble, and that'll be something that we keep an eye on here as the second half gets ready to get underway. So that's your story here halfway home. Your score at the break, Yellow Jackets 32, Martin Luther 23. We'll take another break and then come back with more of our halftime programming, including a look at what else is going on with the Yellow Jacket Athletics with our UWS Sports Summary. That's coming up in about 2 minutes. This is UWS Women's Basketball on 91.3 FM, KUWS Superior, and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. We're back here at the Mertz, about 3.5 minutes away from the start of the third quarter of this contest between the Yellow Jackets and Martin Luther. A reminder, this is game 1 of 2 here that you'll have both on 91.3 FM and also on Yellow Jacket TV. The men's game coming up, tentative start time there at 4:45. Of course, that will depend on how quickly we get this one underway and finished. The second 20 minutes between the Yellow Jacket women and Martin Luther. But that'll be game 2 of our doubleheader of Yellow Jacket Sports here on both 91.3 FM and Yellow Jacket TV. So stick around for that. In the meantime, here's our Yellow Jacket Sports summary here as we tick down toward the start of the third quarter. Speaking of that men's basketball team, playing game 2 today, they are now 4-11 overall, 0-2 in the UMAC. They dropped their second straight to open the conference campaign, falling to Bethany Lutheran 75-56 in the game that you heard with yours truly right here at the Mertz last Saturday. In that contest, the Yellow Jackets never led and trailed by as many as 23 in the second half. On the way to falling to 0-2 in conference action for the game, the Jackets shot just 34.5% and committed 16 turnovers in the loss. Superior native Evan Bennett led the way for the Yellow Jackets with 15 points on 4 of 10 shooting. Gage Brady added 10 points on 3 of 7 shooting, while Landon Tomer finished with 7 points and the team leading 10 rebounds in the contest. Again, they're playing game 2 against the Knights here, both on these radio airwaves on 91.3 FM and also on Yellow Jacket TV later today. Men's hockey, meanwhile, now at 11-5-1 overall, 4-3 in the WIAC. They extended their winning streak to 6 straight with a 3-1 victory over Marion in non-conference action this past Wednesday at Westman Arena down the street. In that contest, the Yellow Jackets got 2 goals from Alexei Yarmolnik, an additional tally from Evan Axel to pick up the victory for the game. UWS was outshot 27-23 with Jan Skorpik making 26 saves to get the win. Their next in action this coming Friday, the 23rd at UW River Falls. That'll be a 7 p.m. opening face-off, 6:30 the pregame. That'll be a 91.3 FM KUWS broadcast only, so please make note of that. They'll next be at home, meanwhile, on Friday, January 30th against UW Eau Claire. 7 p.m. the opening face-off against the Blue Golds, 6:30 the pregame. That will be a joint broadcast on 91.3 FM KUWS and also on Yellow Jacket TV. Women's hockey now 1-15-1 overall, 1-3 in the WIAC. They fell to UW River Falls 4-0 last night down the street at Westman Arena in WIAC conference action. In that contest, the Falcons scored 3 times in the second period and once in the third to down the Yellow Jackets for the game. UW River Falls held a 46-15 edge in shots on goal. Jada Moyer went all the way in goal for UWS, making 42 saves to take the loss. They played game 2, or are playing game 2 right now against UW River Falls down at Hunt Arena in River Falls. That's the 2 p.m. opening faceoff. And last I heard, it was 1-0 after 1 period. They're next at home on Friday, February 6th, so it'll be a few weeks before the Yellow Jacket women are back at home taking on UW Stevens Point at Westman Arena. 2 p.m. the opening faceoff, 1:45 the pregame. That'll be a joint broadcast on 91.3 FM KUWS. That'll only be on the stream on KUWS and on Yellow Jacket TV. And last but not least, men's and women's indoor track and field are currently hosting the Twin Ports Open across the hall over at Lydia Thiering Fieldhouse. Action got underway in that event starting at 11:30 a.m. this morning. For full results on details on that, you can go to uwsyellowjackets.com. And that's your Yellow Jacket Sports Summary as we bring our halftime programming, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, to a close here. The clock is just about to hit 0 here, so we'll just keep it here. And as the Yellow Jackets and the Knights get ready to begin the third quarter, it'll be Yellow Jacket basketball. They'll be going from left to right here from my vantage point in the second 20 minutes, while the Knights will be going from right to left. As you hear the buzzer there, bringing halftime to a close. Mackenzie Lesha will inbound it here for the Yellow Jackets. They will next be in action, by the way, this coming Wednesday, taking on Northwestern. We'll talk more about that as we move along here in the second half. In the meantime, UWS with the basketball here to start this third quarter. It's Maddie Riyad top of the key. She'll swing out left side. Elsa Olsen, Charlotte Firstel. Now a nice bounce pass inside for Lesha. She'll kick it back out on top. Now Elsa Olsen, top of the key. Right wing pass now. Here's Maddie Riyad. Pass now for Charlotte Firstel. She lost the handle on the basketball. 8 seconds to shoot. Lesha retrieves. Now it's Riyad. Lesha, 2 seconds, 1 second. She'll have to fire from three-point range. She does so and knocks it down just as the shot clock expired. 3-point bomb there for Mackenzie Lesha. She now has 8, and it's 35-23. Jackets have their largest lead of the ball game here at 12 points. Here's Anna Kieselhorst now for Martin Luther, spinning around. Goes on the baseline. Bounce pass, 18-foot jump shot up from Ava Stein, and it's good. Ava Stein knocks on the 18-foot jump shot left side. It's now 35-25. Now back the other way. Schaefer going to the rim. Flipped up a shot, missed the layup. Rebound off the miss, grabbed by Wenz, who's playing on 3 fouls for the Knights. And into the front court, pass comes right side for Kieselhorst. Now it's Lydia Fight. Out on top now, Kieselhorst. Ball fake, now steps back. Here's Stein. Now she'll line up a three-point shot, and she'll knock that one down. Ava Stein with 5 quick points. She's got 11, and the lead is down to 7. 35-28. Jackets up. More 2-3 zone here from the Knights. Skip pass now finds its way for Schaefer, right side. Now it's Riot at the elbow, putting it on the deck now against Fight, trying to spin down low. Flips up a shot. That's off the back rim, no good. Rebound grab by Firstel. She's had a big game on the rebounds. Goes up, misses that shot off the window. Another offensive rebound by Lesha. Her follow-up is off the glass, no good, but she'll draw the foul on Kieselhorst. And the offensive rebound has been really good for UWS so far here today. I think they're going to call that on Wenz, so that'll be her 4th. Gaiman averaging 11 points per game. She's got 4 fouls and hasn't scored yet. As Lush at the free throw line misses the first free throw, she's got one more coming. 8:15 remaining. Quarter number 3. And now there's a conversation going on, I think, about who the foul should be on. I thought it was on Kieselhorst myself. And maybe it will be. Maybe they are going to change this. And the lead official is going to come over now and have a talk. I think we're going to try to determine who the foul was on. There was nothing dirty in that play. Lesha now, by the way, 8 points. Like I said, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. She's 2 for 4 from the stripe. And it's 4 rebounds. Firstel, by the way, leading everybody with 7 rebounds. Stein, the leading scorer in the game. Now she's got 11 points on 5 for 8 shooting. Talked about her last year. Ava Stein had a big game in game number 2 against the Yellow Jackets last season here on this court. That was a game the Jackets won by 7. As we come out of the timeout in the review, and I'm not sure what they're not going to change the foul. I guess not. Okay, they are going to say it's on Wenz, so Kieselhorst was also there. One more now for Lusha, looking for point number 9, and she's got it as she knocks down the free throw. 36-28, UWS up by 8, and now we have another stoppage. As Ava Walls is going to come in. She'll take out Wenz. No surprise there with the 4 fouls. Won't see her for quite a while here. Now it's Kieselhorst into the front court. Pass comes left side now. This is Ava Walls. Now Ella Walls on the left wing. Jackets playing a little bit of zone here as they swing it right side. Here's Fight. Her pass tipped. Kieselhorst out on top, able to retrieve. 10 seconds to shoot. Ella Walls. Kieselhorst top of the key. Lobs it for Fight. Now the pass intended now for Stein. Knocked away by Mackenzie Lesha. It'll stay here with Martin Luther. They'll have 4 seconds with which to work on offense. 7:48 remaining, third quarter. Inbound now for Ava Walls to the left of her own bench. In now for Kieselhorst. 2 seconds, 1 second. And they didn't get the shot away. Her shot attempt was actually partially blocked by Maddie Riot. Nowhere near the rim on that attempt by Anna Kieselhorst. So it'll be Yellow Jacket basketball here. As Lesha inbounds now, and here is Elsa Olsen in the front court. Still sticking with that 2-3 zone is Martin Luther. As out on top now, here is Lesha. Riot in the corner. Schaefer, she'll line up the 3. That's off the back rim, no good. Rebound cleared by Stein. The outlet now for Ella Walls. And Ella Walls now for Martin Luther in the front court. Pass comes right side on the wing. It's Kieselhorst. Now Fight, now Stein. She'll fire away from 3 again, and she'll knock it down. Jackets going to have to try to find a way to check her a little bit. She's now up to 14 points, and it's a 5-point game. She's got 8 points in this quarter already, and we've only played 3 minutes. Now Olsen for the Yellow Jackets steps inside. Kicks it outside. Lesha will try to answer with a 3. That's off the back rim, no good. Rebound grab by Olsen. She steps back now. Bounce pass. Here's Riot. Maddie Riot putting on the deck now against Fight. Picks up her dribble. Kicks it back now. Here's Olsen. Olsen. She'll try a 3-point shot. That's off the front rim. No good. Rebound cleared by Fight. Now it's Ella Walls. Going right side now. Kieselhorst. Going right to the rim. Flips up a shot off the front of the rim. That's no good. Rebound cleared by Lesha. And now Olsen Head manning a pass now. Here is Megan Schaefer. Bounce pass on the baseline. Now Riot going up and under and reversing it home for two is Maddie Riot. She's got 6 points. It's 38-31 now. The Jackets back up by 7. Kieselhorst in the front court. Pass comes left side. Fight in the corner now. Ava Walls for Ella Walls. A little swing it for Kieselhorst, right wing. Out on top now, Fight. Ella Walls for Ava in the corner. Now cutting the basket. Here's Kieselhorst. Back outside, Fight. Inside dribble. Pulls up from 15 feet and knocks it down for two. Fight now has 4 points. 38-33. In the front court now, Schaefer goes left side. Now Riot. Riot at the elbow. Kicks it outside, Schaefer. Steps inside the arc. 15-foot jump shot is up. And good for Megan Schaefer. Rimmed around a bit but fell through, and now a timeout going to be called here by Evelyn Parsons. 40-33 your score. 5:27 remaining, third quarter. Both teams shooting the ball a bit better here so far here in the third quarter. Jackets, well, at least Martin Luther is. They're so far 4 for 5 from this field. They made a couple of threes in there as well. Jackets so far here in this quarter are just 3 for 9. Jackets also rebounding still very well at 24-17 the edge. UWS now up to 13 offensive rebounds. Still out rebounding Martin Luther 13-12 on the offensive end. As we come out of the timeout. Fight now will inbound, and here's Kieselhorst in the front court. Kieselhorst coming off the screen by Walls. Goes up for the three. That's no good. Rebound off the miss for Hope Carlson, who's back in there, who had a really good first half for the Jackets. Now Carlson in the front court. Lobs it down low. Wide open was Riot. She turns and lays it in for two. Beautiful pass from Hope Carlson. Wide open at the left side block was Riot. She went in and laid it in. The Jackets now up by 9 again at 42-33. Now Ella Walls inside. Her shot off the back rim. No good. Rebound grab by Riot. And Maddie Riot now for UWS is in transition. Right side now it's Megan Schaefer. Schaefer out on top now. It's Hope Carlson. Riot at the elbow. In the corner, Schaefer open. She'll fire from three-point range. Halfway down, popped out. No good. Rebound grabbed out of there by Stein. Good look for Schaefer. Just didn't go down. And UWS's advantage stays at 9 points. Now Stein getting a pass inside against Hewitt. She'll spin. Goes up for the shot. That's off the back rim. No good. Rebound grabbed out of there by Riot. Maddie Riot now in transition. And she'll hand it off. Schaefer out on top. Here's Hope Carlson. Schaefer now on the wing. Out on top now Colleen Cloud, who's also back in, as is Kylie Hewitt. Hewitt putting it on the deck now against Stein. On the baseline. Working it around. 3-point shots up from Carlson. That one's short, no good. Rebound cleared out of there now by Ella Walls. Long lead pass intended for Fight was well short. She was behind the Yellow Jacket defense, but the pass from Walls well short of the mark and easily picked off by Schaefer. And now the Knights' Kieselhorst will knock a pass intended for Riot out of play. It'll stay with UWS. Olsen comes back in. In the meantime, Carlson will inbound now far side. Lobs it in now for Elsa Olsen, top of the key. Left side, Riot on the wing. And they're going to call her for a travel. She wanted to get it on the pass as she tried to get it out on top for Colleen Cloud, but then one of the Knights defenders was going to jump the passing route. Riot dragged her pivot foot. She tried to stop the pass and ended up turning it over anyway off the travel. So Martin Luther in possession. 3:40 left. UWS up by 9. Now a pass inside, going up and laying it into Stein. Got loose on the inside against Hewitt. Went up with the left hand and scored it. She's got 16. The lead down to 7 at 42-35. Claude now in the front court. Skip pass. Left side. Elsa Olsen. Olsen now. Hewitt on the baseline. 8 seconds to shoot. Kick it outside now. Claude. She'll line up a 3-point shot and knock it down. Colleen Claude with the 3. 45-35. Jackets by 10. Walls. Now wide open underneath is Ava Walls. I'm not sure how that happened, but she missed the layup. Then was able to get her own rebound. Kicked it outside now for Stein. Now pass across. Kieselhorst in the corner. Ava Walls, and now we're going to have an offensive foul call down low. It's going to be called on Anna Kieselhorst. That'll be her third. Hope Carlson will check out. Lesha comes back into the ball game. Riot will inbound now for Elsa Olsen. 2:40 and counting remaining third quarter. Riot now right side wing. Putting it on the deck. Around Ella Schmidt. Goes right to the rim. Flips it up off the glass for two more. Nice move by Maddie Riot. She's really playing well right now. She's got 10, and it's 47-35. Kieselhorst in the front court. Pass comes right side. Ella Schmidt now turning. Loses the handle on the basketball. It's going to be a turnover as it's grabbed off the deck by Mackenzie Lesha. Now Claude. She'll hand it off now for Riot. Right side. Olsen. Hewitt. Her pass down low for Claude. Picked off by Schmidt. On the help side defense. Turnover on the Yellow Jackets as Schmidt comes back the other direction. Goes right down the rim. Now she gets stripped by Hewitt. Teams trading turnovers. And now Olsen will slow it down here as we're under 2 minutes remaining third quarter. Lesha now right side. Out on top, Claude. Swinging it now. Olsen on the left side wing. Being guarded by Ava Walls. Puts the ball on the deck. Now with a runner off the glass. That's no good. Rebound, Claude. She goes up. Her follow-up is missed short. Rebound grab by Stein. And now back to the direction. Here come the Knights. Ella Walls now right side for Ava Walls. Pass coming down low. Intended for Stein. Telegraphed the pass, but it's going to be a foul on the Yellow Jackets as it was knocked away by Hewitt. Latvala, Firstel, and Schaefer all going to come in. That's the second foul on Kylie Hewitt, by the way. Just the first in the quarter on the Yellow Jackets. Now it'll be Ava Walls at inbound right baseline as they lob it in now. Prahl's back in there, meanwhile, for the Knights. Now Ava Walls with a runner off the glass. That's no good. Rebound grabbed out there by Riot. And Maddie Riot now will bring the Jackets in the front court. Pass comes left side. Here is Kira Latvala. Latvala for UWS. Bounce pass on the cut now. Here is Schaefer. She gets bumped by Prahl, and that'll be for Malin Prahl. Her third personal, I believe. That's her second, excuse me. Third team foul on the Knights in the quarter. And Riot will inbound with 1:01 showing on the third quarter clock. Left side baseline. Riot, bounce pass inside Lesha. She gets double teamed right away. And then her pass to the outside picked off by Fight. So both teams trading turnovers here recently. Now Ella Walls in the front court. Pass comes right side. Now here's Fight. She has it poked away by Lesha and a nice defensive play. Now Schaefer behind everybody. Long lead pass from Lesha. Schaefer goes all the way in and lays it in on the breakaway. And it's 49-35. Jackets with their largest lead of the ball game at 14 points. That's Kieselhorst in the front court. Left side now Prahl against Firstel on the baseline. Bounce pass in the middle. That's picked off by Lesha. Jackets also turning up the defense here. 20 seconds remaining, and now UWS can play for one. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. As Riot will back it out. Maddie Riot, 10 seconds remaining, third quarter. 8 seconds. Riot taking it all the way down here. 5 seconds. Riot going right side, going right to the rim. Flips up a shot off the glass for two more. 2 seconds, 1 second. And that is how the third quarter will end. And the Yellow Jackets in control here. After three, they lead it by the score of 51-35. Nice job by the Jackets after the Knights cut up to 5. UWS comes back to outscore Martin Luther 19-12 in the quarter. They said the shooting has not been anything to write home about for the Yellow Jackets, but they're doing everything else pretty darn well. 20 out of 54 from the field. They've got 16 more attempts than Martin Luther does. The Knights so far just 15 out of 38 through three quarters. Jackets 20 out of 54. UWS also 5 for 22 from beyond the arc. 6 for 12 from the stripe as well. The Jackets forcing a lot of turnovers as well in that quarter. Jackets now up to 9 assists against just 7 turnovers. We talked about turnovers earlier in the season being an issue, but they've been taking care of the basketball a lot better these last few games. Meanwhile, Martin Luther 8 assists against 14 turnovers, so UWS plus 7 in the turnover margin. And also, like I said, the rebounding has been a story all game. 30-21 the overall margin, but UWS now with 15 offensive rebounds, while Martin Luther has 15 defensive rebounds. And you add it all up, and it's not surprising with all those hustle numbers going to UWS that the Jackets are now up by 16, 51-35 here heading to this fourth quarter. Fight now going to inbound it for Kieselhorst. Jackets playing a 2-3 zone here to start the quarter. And now a pass inside, going up and laying it in with the right hand is Lydia Fight. Nice feed down low. Chloe Kaczynski is in for the first time, by the way, for Martin Luther. As here's a shot ball by Charlotte First on the baseline. That's no good. Rebound being fought for underneath. And now here's Kieselhorst rushing into the front court. Pass comes right side, now Fight. She'll line up a three-point shot. That's short off the front rim. Rebound bounding around. Kieselhorst the first one to it. 15-foot jump shot from her is up. That's no good. Rebound Stein underneath, goes up, lays it up, misses the bunny with the right hand, but will draw the foul on Firstel. And now UWS, after that foul, will be called on Firstel. That'll be her first. Claude, Hewitt, and Carlson are all going to check back in here with 9:20 remaining, fourth quarter. And Ava Stein, who has been carrying Martin Luther offensively today, will go to the line to shoot 2. Her first free throw is up and good. She's got 17 now to lead all scorers. 51-38. Second free throw for Stein. That one is no good. Rims out. Rebound grab by Lesha. Jackets up by a baker's dozen as they come in the front court. Olsen right side. Now out on top, Colleen Claude. She'll swing it left side now for Lesha, looking down low. Hewitt comes to set the screen. Now it's Hope Carlson, top of the key. Hewitt now, right side elbow, wide open. On the back cut is going to be Claude. She goes up and knocks down a short 3-foot jump shot, right side baseline. Nice feed from Hewitt. Nice soft touch from Claude. She's now got 7, and it's 53-38. Now, Kaczynski's pass goes behind the intended recipient. That was going to be Wenz, who's playing on 4 fouls in the corner. It'll be Yellow Jacket basketball here with 8:45 remaining. Fourth quarter. Full court pressure now from the Knights. Here's Carlson. She'll break it as she leads it in the front court. Lesha in the far corner now, and the Jackets will set up the offense with Olsen out on top. And also Olsen will hand it off. Here's Lesha putting it on the deck. Kicks it outside. Claude. Claude now. Hewitt putting it on the deck. Lost the handle. Picks it back up. 2 seconds. 1 second. Goes up with a shot off the glass. That's no good. Rebound bounding around. Wenz comes out there with it. Lead pass now for Fight in the front court. Now Stein, top of the key, putting it on the deck. Left side now, Kieselhorst. She'll try a three-point shot from there. That one's well short. No good. Rebound grab by Claude. Jackets have done really well on the boards today. Colleen Claude now for UWS, and she'll hand it off now for Olsen, top of the key. Lesha's pass, and that'll be out of play. Lesha wanted a tip, and Evelyn Parsons might be thinking about challenging this. Let's see. Lesha off that pass to the outside claimed it was tipped. She is pretty vehement about it, and so we might have a coach's challenge here. To take a look at that one. Now give us a chance to remind you, Yellow Jacket fans, you can get the same gear the Yellow Jackets wear by visiting the Yellow Jacket apparel and merchandise store. Browse the latest styles of gear, including shirts, shorts, sweatshirts, outerwear, and more. The Yellow Jacket apparel and merchandise store can be found at uwsyellowjackets.com/shop. Jackets will next be in action this coming Wednesday. They'll take on Northwestern for the first time here in the 2025-26 campaign. That'll also be our next broadcast of Yellow Jacket Sports, or of Yellow Jacket Women's Basketball anyway. 5:30 p.m., the opening tip. Yours truly will be here with the pregame starting at 5:15. That'll be a joint broadcast on 91.3 FM, KUWS, and on Yellow Jacket TV. Of course, Game 2 coming up about 25, 30 minutes after we go final here in game number 1. Yellow Jacket men will be looking for their first conference win of the campaign, taking on Martin Luther. As we come out of the timeout here. And conversation is ongoing as the officials below us looking at the replay. Brand new replay system here at the Mertz. It was put in a couple of weeks back, and I got to say, it's one of the better ones I've seen. Multiple angles, multiple cameras now in the gym. They can run it back very slowly. They can even do close-ups now. You can get a full zoom in on these replays, so officials taking full advantage of it to look and see if they can make a determination on this, whether it is actually going to be Martin Luther basketball or not. The initial ruling was that it was the Knights basketball, and we'll see, like I said, what the officials decide here. This is Evelyn Parsons making the challenge. Yellow Jackets kind of the guinea pig for this, as the UMAC and other conferences, for that matter, D3, are hoping to make a replay part of the everyday experience now for college basketball. Of course, replay has been a thing in Division I basketball for as long as we can remember. Also now a thing at the Division II level. And we'll see what the officials have decided here as they come out of the... And Lesha, you can tell by her reaction that she doesn't like the call. So it's going to stay with Martin Luther. Jackets lose on the challenge. And I think the Yellow Jackets will lose a timeout on that, or maybe they don't. I don't know what the rules are exactly in terms of coaches' challenges, whether they lose a timeout on the first challenge they don't get, or if it's after the second one. I don't know. I have to go back and look at all that. In the meantime, it is Martin Luther basketball. Jackets still up 53-38 as we come back to live action here. On the right side, it's Ella Walls. Pass comes out on top now for Wilhelmina Wenz. Ava Stein, bounce pass left side, Kieselhorst. Putting on the deck now, goes down toward the baseline, lost the handle on the basketball, picked up by Fight. Now a long three-point shot from out on top, wide to the right. That one was taken by Ella Walls. Rebound grab by Claude off the miss. And now it's Maddie Riot in the front court. Pass comes out on top. Elsa Olsen. Hope Carlson going right side now, Claude. Out on top now, Hewitt. Riot left side. Maddie Riot putting it on the deck. Kicks it now for Claude. 10 seconds to shoot. Bounce pass now. Here's Carlson inside. Wheeling around. Fight goes up and lays it in off the glass for two with the left hand. Beautiful move again by Hope Carlson. She's had a nice game. 12 points for the Proctor native, and it's now 55-38. Here's Kieselhorst in the front court. Going right at Riot. Flips up a shot off the glass. No good. Riot palms to the sky, wondering what else she could have done defensively there. Shot was missed by Kieselhorst, but the foul called on Riot will be her second, 6:46 remaining here, fourth quarter. Jackets up by 17 here. Kieselhorst first free throw way off to the left. One more coming. The second free throw is nothing but net, so she goes 1 for 2 from the stripe, and Kieselhorst now has 7. It's 55-39. More full court pressure now creates a turnover. Fight stealing it away from Carlson on the outside. 3-point shot. That one was taken by Wenz. Short, no good. Rebound grab by Ella Walls. Now Stein will follow up. Her jump shot is wide to the right. Another offensive rebound, this time by Wenz. Now Wenz stepping through. Kicks it left side. Ella Walls looking down low. Now Anna Kieselhorst at the elbow. Swinging it. 3-point shots up now by Fight, and it's good. Left wing three-pointer from Lydia Fight. Makes it 55-42. More full court pressure here from Martin Luther. Kylie Hewitt for the Jackets. Swings it across the court now for Carlson, who brings UWS in the front court. And now Riot will set up the offense. Maddie Riot, right side now. Colleen Claude, bounce pass out on top. Elsa Olsen. 10 seconds to shoot. Kylie Hewitt. Hope Carlson now putting on the deck. Steps back now against Stein. 5 seconds to shoot. Now spins through the middle. Pass down low. Beautiful feed there for Hewitt. Steps inside and lays it in with the left hand for two. The passing's been really good for UWS tonight as well. Carlson's had a couple of really beautiful feeds. That one was right on the money for Hewitt. Kylie Hewitt, by the way, now up to 7 points, and it's 57-42. Fight now for Martin Luther. Steps through the middle. Had her shot partially blocked as she tried to go to the rim by Hope Carlson. Loose ball now picked up by Riot. And Riot now will slow it down as we're nearly midway through this fourth quarter. Out on top now, Claude Hewitt. Right side now. Also Olsen putting on the deck. Goes to the rim, flips up a shot. That's off the glass, no good. Rebound cleared out of there now by Kieselhorst, and she's in on the front court. Kieselhorst now will line up a three. That one's short, no good. Rebound for Wenz. Now Wenz will give it a try from the left side. That three-pointer is also no good. Rebound for Claude. Off the miss, and now the Jackets with Riot in the front court. Maddie Riot. Baseline now, and we're going to have an offensive foul called on Riot as hitting the deck was Wenz. So getting a little ragged here these last couple minutes with the Jackets up by 15. And that's going to be enough now for Latvala, Schaefer, and Lusha to come back in. Kieselhorst triggering in now for Wenz. Pass comes for Stein, now top of the key. Right side putting on the deck now Wenz. Bounce pass down low, trying to spin, getting a shot up. That one off the back rim, no good. That one was taken by Ava Walls, and then it's knocked out of play, and it'll stay on this end of the court. We're going to have a foul called on the Yellow Jackets. Going to call it on Megan Schaefer. That'll be her third. And we'll have a trigger in now, left baseline with 4:21 left to play. Hopping in now, Ava Walls. Stein. Kieselhorst now runs over Kylie Hewitt. No call. We play on. Loose ball. Picked up by Latvala. Shocking that there wasn't a call on that one. Now here is Riot, and now she gets bumped from behind by Kieselhorst. Really can't believe there wasn't a foul called on that one with Hewitt. That was something. Evan Ludwig, my production engineer with the Yellow Jacket TV, just sort of looking at me with a bemused look on his face. A lot of contact there, but no call. All right, inbound coming left baseline now for the Yellow Jackets. It'll be Riot that'll inbound, and now Lusha gets knocked to the deck. And we're going to have a foul off the ball. Are they going to call this one on? This one's going to be called on Ava Walls. Now Riot will inbound left baseline. Pass comes inside Hewitt, trying to step through. Lost the handle on the basketball, picked up by Stein. Turnover on the Yellow Jackets as Wenz now in the front court. In the corner now, Ava Walls out on top for Ella. Now she'll swing it left side. Here is Kieselhorst. Now she gets stripped of the basketball. A nice defensive play by Schaefer. Jackets have done a really good job defending today. They've created a lot of turnovers. Talked about the rebounding and the passing, but they've also done really well defensively. Now Latvala out on top. She'll fire from three. That's off the back rim, no good. And now Lesha will commit the foul, on the rebound. Clipping Wenz from behind. That's the 15th foul on the Yellow Jackets. It'll be 2 free throws the rest of the way here for Martin Luther. The fight's going to come back into the ball game. She'll take out Ava Walls. These two teams will meet again, by the way, on February 6th. As the first free throw from Wenz is no good. Actually, it's February 7th, my mistake. And now knocking down the second free throw is Wenz, and we're going to have a timeout called by the Yellow Jackets with 3:35 left here. It'll be February 7th, that's Saturday, at LSC Gymnasium in New Ulm. That'll be a 3 p.m. opening tip. And that'll be right toward the end of the regular season for these two teams. In the meantime, fans, have you downloaded Swarm Central, their official rewards and loyalty app of the Yellow Jackets? Get started and receive 200 points just for registering and 200 more for downloading the app. Redeem your points for cool prizes in the Swarm Central store. Find Swarm Central in the Apple and Google stores today. I have to applaud the Yellow Jackets' performance here so far today. They coming off that disheartening loss against Bethany Lutheran, where they got down by 12 points in the opening couple minutes. Came within 5 a couple times in the second half, but never really got on track in that game, and got down by 7 points in the opening couple minutes in this one. And I thought, whoa, might be in for another long afternoon. But UWS ever since then, 57-36 the margin. They lead it by 14 as we come out of the timeout now at 57-43 as we tick under 3:30 remaining, fourth quarter. So a really good bounce back from the Jackets after that first couple minutes. Evelyn Parsons calling that first time out, and Jackets have been playing very well ever since. Now it's Latvala on the right side, coming down the right side baseline, goes all the way to the rim, flipped up a shot off the glass that spun out, no good. Rebound grab by Wilhelmina Wenz, and now Wenz in the front court. Kieselhorst on the baseline. Flips a pass to the right side, now Stein. Stein putting the ball on the deck. Kieselhorst left side, and crossing over, going to the left side, flipped up a shot that is short off the rim as she came down the left side of the lane. Missed it short, but drew the foul. That's going to be on Riot, her fourth. Latvala is going to check out. Olsen comes back in. And Riot stays in the game, at least for now. With 2:56 left. First free throw up from Kieselhorst is good. 57-44. Second free throw is no good. Spun out, no good. Rebound being fought for underneath, and grabbing it out of there is going to be finally for UWS, Mackenzie Lesha. Full court pressure. Riot in the front court. Lesha now. And she'll swing it now left side. Here is Elsa Olsen. Olsen handing it off. Now out on top, it's Riot. Maddie Riot. Hewitt off in the corner. 8 seconds to shoot now for Elsa Olsen. And now we're going to have a foul, and another foul going to be called here. Whistle is starting to pile up here with 2:31 left. And Brianna Kieselhorst, that'll be her fifth. She's the first player to foul out. So she'll come out. Ella Hunter now will check in. The Jackets will have 20 seconds to shoot as they inbound left side. Maddie Riot playing on 4 fouls, by the way. Lobs it in now for Olsen, top of the key. Olsen for the Yellow Jackets out on top. Now Schaefer. 10 seconds to shoot. Kylie Hewitt now left side elbow. Now Olsen again, putting on the deck against Hunter. Goes down the right side, flips up a shot. That's off the back rim, no good. Rebound being fought for, and another foul going to be called. And it's going to be on Martin Luther. We'll see who gets it here. Rebounding action. They're going to call on Lydia Fight. That'll be her third. Fourth team foul here of the fourth quarter against Martin Luther as Riot will inbound right side. And for Schaefer. She'll hand it off now, Riot. Olsen out on top. Now Schaefer. Coming off the screen by Hewitt. 20-foot jump shot now from Megan Schaefer. Off the front rim, no good. Offensive rebound grab by Hewitt. Now she gets fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Rebounding performance has been really good from UWS. Hewitt has done a really good job on the backboards tonight. And that'll be the 5th foul, by the way, against Wilhelmina Wenz. So she becomes the second night to foul out. And UWS has 2 post players getting ready to come in, and Abby Johnson and also Charlotte First also. Johnson, the 5'9 freshman from Lake Nebagaman. She will come in. Well, Hewitt at the line to shoot 2. First one is long off the back rim, no good. Actually, they're going to keep Firstall on the bench, it looks like. Hewitt's second free throw also no good. Rebound grab now by Ella Walls. Long lead pass for Ava Walls coming in on the break. Goes up and lays it in with the right hand for 2. 57-46. Jackets still up by 11 as in the front court now breaking the trap is Olsen. She'll go with the runner off the window and gets it to go down for 2. Also Olsen with the bucket now makes it 59-46. 1:30 left here in this one. Ava Wall's going right side. 3-point shots up now from Ella. That's an air ball over the top of everything. Trying to save it in with Stein. She tips it into her own bench. And it'll be Yellow Jacket basketball. Stick around. We'll have our post-game show sponsored by Synovus Energy and the Superior Refinery once we go final here in game number 1. In the meantime, Maddie Riyad checks out. Colleen Cloud comes back in. And Luther going to pick up full court. Claude now for UWS. Now Elsa Olsen back for Claude, and the Jackets are about to go under a minute. In no hurry to do much of anything offensive. We don't need to, up by 13. Here's Claude now looking down low for Firstel. She gets cut off. Pass now for Schaefer. Schaefer, 4 seconds to shoot. Now Firstel, 2 seconds, 1 second, and they're going to have their own shot clock violation here as UWS unable to get a shot away. And now Keaton Rink going to check in. Back in is Prawl. Looks like we're just going to play this out here. Also, there's a bench player in there. Kushnitsky is also in there. As we have about 40 seconds left on this one. Jackets can improve to 2-1 in the conference. As this pass for Prawl goes backdoor and out of play, it'll be a turnover. We'll go to 5-11 overall, 2-1 in the league. Martin Luther will fall to 9-8 and 2-2 in the conference. Schaefer now brings UWS into the front court. Bounce pass for right side. Here's Kira Latvala. Abby Johnson. Left side now Megan Schaefer. Schaefer putting on the deck. Now Latvala right side. Coming off the screen. Snaps a pass now. Schaefer down low. Here's Firstel. Spinning away from the baseline. Shot goes up. No good. Rebound being fought for. Johnson comes out of there with it. Now she'll kick it to the corner, and the Jackets will just run the clock out here. 2 seconds, 1 second. Buzzer sounds, and UWS with a nice bounce-back performance off the loss against Bethany Lutheran. As they down Martin Luther here. Final score here of Game 1 of our doubleheader. Yellow Jackets 59, Martin Luther 46. We'll take a quick break and come back with our postgame sponsored by Synovus Energy and the Superior Refinery. That's coming up in about 2 minutes. This is UWS Women's Basketball on 91.3 FM KUWS Superior and on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Back here at the Mertz, Game 1 of our doubleheader in the books. Final score here of game number 1. Yellow Jacket women bouncing back from a loss against Bethany Lutheran to pick up their second conference win of the campaign. Final score here, Yellow Jackets 59, Martin Luther 46. A really good performance by the Yellow Jackets. And I have to say that despite the fact that it wasn't always pretty, because UWS showed a degree of toughness after going down 7-0 in the opening couple minutes. Because they possibly had a danger of looking a lot like that game against Bethany Lutheran at that point. This is a pretty good Martin Luther squad. We talked about that in the pregame. The Yellow Jackets able to settle down from there. Evelyn Parsons called an early timeout after getting down by 7, and UWS, after going down even 9-2, shortly thereafter, really took command of the basketball game for the rest of the way. Never really were threatened even by the Knights, especially in the second half. And as we jump into these final numbers here in this one, Yellow Jackets for the game, 24 out of 66 from the field. They took 14 more shots than Martin Luther, who were just 18 out of 52. UWS 5 out of 24 from beyond the arc. Martin Luther 4 for 20 from three-point range. Jackets 6 out of 14 from the free throw line. That's going to be an area where Coach Evelyn Parsons is not going to be particularly pleased, but in a game where you out-rebound your opponents 38-32, that's not an overall bad number, but the Yellow Jackets had 17 offensive rebounds in this contest. And on top of that, they forced 18 turnovers while committing just 12. So you add all that up, and that's how the Yellow Jackets ended up with so many more attempts from the field in this ballgame. And at times, the passing was actually really good for UWS as well. So the rebounding was good, especially on the offensive end. And the Yellow Jackets also talked about those 12 turnovers. They had 11 assists as a team, and some of the passing plays were very pretty, especially from Hope Carlson, who had a couple of very, very nice assists, especially in the second half in this ball game. Jackets in that first quarter, despite going down 7-0 and 9-2, ended up outscoring Martin Luther 16-15 to lead it by 1. Then the second quarter, UWS outscoring Martin Luther 16-8 to lead it 32-23 at the break. Third quarter, Martin Luther came out shooting really well. Ava Stein had a nice quarter. She scored 10 points really quickly in that quarter and brought Martin Luther within 5 a couple of times. But UWS ends up picking up their play the rest of the way. They end up outscoring the Knights 19-12 in that frame. And then in the fourth quarter, with UWS up by 16 heading to the fourth, Martin Luther, in what is essentially was garbage time those last 10 minutes, ends up outscoring the Jackets 11-8 to make it a 59-46 final. Individually, the Yellow Jackets in this one got contribution from just about everybody that played. In fact, for the UWS, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players. 9 of the 10 players that played for UWS scored in the ballgame. 2 players in double figures, Maddie Riot and Hope Carlson, each finished with 12 points. Riot was 6 for 11 from the field. She also had 9 rebounds, so just 1 rebound short of a double-double. She also had 4 assists to lead the Yellow Jackets, so what a really strong game for Maddie Riot, who is really coming on here as the season continues on. Carlson was 5 for 10 from the field, 2 for 5 from beyond the arc in 19 minutes of action. Jackets also getting 9 points from Mackenzie Lesha, 7 points in the ball game from Colleen Claude, and 6 points from Megan Schaefer to go along with 5 from Kylie Hewitt. So like I said, good balance for UWS across the board. Martin Luther, meanwhile, 17 points for Ava Stein. She was the best player for either team today. She had 17 points on 7 for 12 shooting. She was 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. Also had 6 rebounds in the ball game. But the Yellow Jackets balanced just too much for Martin Luther, as well as the rebounding in the contest. Your player of the game for me would probably be Maddie Riot, simply because in the second half she really did kind of engineer things for the Yellow Jackets. Like I said, she shoots over 50% for the third game in a row. 12 points now for her in the game, 9 rebounds to lead the team, and also 4 assists. So Maddie Riot would be your post-game show player of the game. Up next for UWS on the women's side, they will take a couple days off before they host Northwestern here this coming Wednesday. That'll be the 21st. That'll be our next broadcast of Yellow Jacket women's basketball here both on 91.3 FM, KUWS, and on Yellow Jacket TV. That'll be a 5:30 opening tip. That'll be game 1 of a doubleheader. 5:15 the pregame with yours truly, as UWS will look to make it 2 in a row here at home, taking on the Eagles for the first time here in 2026. A big thank you to Chris Allen, who was my engineer back in the studio at 91.3 FM. Also a big thank you to Evan Ludwig, who is my engineer with Yellow Jacket TV. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast, and we hope you'll stick around for game number 2 as the Yellow Jacket men getting ready to take on Martin Luther. That game tips off in about 18 minutes. So if you're willing here on this Saturday afternoon, stick around for that. In the meantime, Yellow Jacket women, again, coming off the win, will look to make it 2 in a row against Northwestern this coming Wednesday. So for Chris Allen back at 91.3 FM and Evan Ludwig, this is Matt Johnson. One more time, repeating the final score of game one of our doubleheader. Yellow Jacket women defeating Martin Luther. Final score here, Yellow Jackets 59, the Martin Luther Knights 46. Thanks for listening, everybody. The men's game is coming up shortly.